This is The Filter on iHeart Podcasts Canada.
Billy Corgan, welcome back to Canada. How are you?
I'm good.
Congratulations on the brand new album, Aghori Mhori Mei.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of I'm not sure how to say it, but that seems to be what everyone's settling on.
Aghori Mhori Mei.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 tracks.
Yeah. At different times it was longer, but I think it was good that we just kept it really simple and sweet. It's been a while since we made a record that's that focused.
Yeah. I mean, right from the get-go. Was it intentional to try and get back to that early 90s sound? Because I think it's there in the best way.
Well, I think it's slightly different for us in that it was the way we made music back then. So for us, it was more about, can we go back to making music that way? So I know it registers in people's minds as an early 90s thing, but it's the way that we played. So the fact that people akin it to a period of time doesn't mean anything to us, because we could have done that at any time. It just felt right in this time to go back to the way we put those songs together. And we wanted to see if, by going back to that old way of doing it, if it would yield a different result that felt fresh to us, because that's why we walked away from it, because at the time, by the late 90s, we were sort of over it,
So would you say it was just more of an analog process, basically, when you were making the album?
No, I think it's almost impossible to have a complete analog process in 2024. I mean, I'm not saying I listen to every indie release, but most of the indie music I hear is obviously very influenced by technology and how people make music. So I think if you go back to making music the old-fashioned way, it ends up sounding old-fashioned. So
yeah.
I think it's a mixture of medias at this point.
And you went down the no advance preview of any song route, before it dropped. So we got the full package, on the day, yesterday when it dropped.
Yeah, I was getting really frustrated with the sort of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and I just thought, I don't want to do this. I don't care. We're out on this great tour right now with Green Day. We just played the Rogers, 50,000 people in Toronto. It's like, and I just said to our great manager, I said, why don't we just put the music out? All this preamble, all this build-up, trying to build pressure, It ain't like it used to be. It ain't like, we're rolling out the $500,000 video on MTV and you're creating anticipation. I'm not sure what anticipation is anymore. I think a lot of people in the rap side of the game have a better idea. It's really more about sort of being in the moment, and that just felt right to us. Just put the music out. Let the fans decide if it's worthy,
Yeah. So is that something you think you might do again? Do you think
I don't know. I mean, the world changes so fast now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, we don't want to waste your viewers' time, but I mean, you could make an argument that's not even worth putting out albums anymore. In our case, us going back to really believing in albums and really pushing albums, whether it was the last one, 33 songs, the one before that, 20 songs, everybody told us it was a bad idea. The streaming numbers totally refute that. Our fans, and I can only speak for our fans, and we grew up loving the great Canadian band Rush. If you're a Rush fan, it was all about the album. Yeah, you loved a song like Limelight, or but at the end of the day, if you didn't love the album, you weren't a Rush fan. So I think our fans really are album fans.
Do you have a favorite song off this new album? Personally, mine is 999.
Oh, thank you. No, not really. I mean, I'm lucky enough that I write most of them, and so it's like picking your kids. Like my daughter likes to say to me, you like me better than my brother, right? And I'm like, no, I like you the same. It's like that's how I feel about my songs.
Yeah.
I like them even when people don't like them.
Yeah.
That's why I write them.
Yeah, and on this tour with Green Day that you're on this summer, how are you're picking the set list? How does that come together? Is it a lot of new stuff, a bit of a mix of new and old, or?
Yeah, well, in our case, first of all, we have not opened for another band. I mean, obviously we've done some festivals where we're on before somebody, but as far as it being an opening act on a tour, we haven't opened for anybody since 1992 when we opened for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the band before us was a little band called Pearl Jam. So it's been a long time since we were an opening band, and because we're in that slot, we only have an hour. So picking the set is really a tough thing. We just came off a full European tour where every night we were pretty much playing about 2 hours. So to try to whittle that set down to an hour, it's definitely a mixture of classics, some deep cuts. We haven't started playing any of the new album songs yet. We're still rehearsing those. So And then once we bring those songs online, it'll be even tougher to make decisions because, you always want to play the new stuff.
So to put it into wrestling booking terms,
Yeah.
you don't want to go too big in the mid card before the main event.
Oh no, we're always out to steal the show. Listen, Green Day's a great band. We first played with them in 1994 on Lollapalooza. And I think they were on Dookie, and Billy Joe's great songwriter, great performer, great band, and if you're among the best, and they are certainly among the best, you want someone to try to blow you off the stage. You want that competition. You want to be forced to play an even better show than you would if you had some lame opening act. That's what it means to be in the game. So yeah, we're out to steal the show, and in our case, we only have an hour to do it, but we're doing fine. And their audience, which isn't necessarily our audience, has been very receptive to what we're playing. So that's what it's about. But it's all in the tenor of good faith, right? You know what I mean? It's a rock show. You know what I mean? This is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
I saw a Green Day set posted the other day. I think they're playing 37 songs. It's a lot of music, but it's a lot of great music. So in our case, I think we have something like maybe 14, 15 songs. So we have to make our case, in that.
For sure. I look at some of the dates that are coming up. I think SoFi Stadium in LA is one of them.
Oh yeah, at Wrigley Field. I'm a Cubs fan since I was a little kid. So it'd be a big deal. We'd be at Fenway here in a hot second.
Yeah.
Where the Red Sox play in Boston. So it's pretty wild. And a lot of people.
Well, it looks like you're having a great time.
Oh yeah, it's great.
And congratulations on the new album. The Smashing Pumpkins are back, and wrestling is cool again. Can we talk about wrestling for a quick sec?
Yeah, as people don't know, I own the National Wrestling Alliance.
Yep.
Which of course used to run up here in Canada with the Hart family. So great history in Canada with the National Wrestling Alliance. National Wrestling Alliance, the oldest wrestling organization in the world, 76 years and running.
And NWA 76 is coming up.
Yeah,
this
August
month.
August 31st in Philadelphia, what is commonly known as the ECW Arena. Of course, it's renamed now.
Yep.
And I will be there. And we literally put the 76th anniversary show between Green Day tour dates. So I'm literally, I think we play Nashville. I get on a bus. I drive all night to Philadelphia, get off the bus, run the wrestling show, get back on the bus, and go to Pittsburgh.
Wow.
So that's how you do it.
Amazing. Who's coming after EC3?
We have Tom Latimer. He's been chasing the belt a really long time, and Tom's in real life is married to Camille, who just debuted, a former NWA World Women's Champion. She just debuted with AEW.
Yep.
True power couple, but Tom's never held that top title. So this has been a years-long quest. He's been a national champion. He's been a tag champion, but he's never held 10 pounds of gold, which of course was held by Harley Race, Ric Flair, Jack Briscoe, Terry Funk.
Yeah.
That lineage. Trust me, when people hold that belt and it's theirs, you are the world champion in the National Wrestling Alliance. You can see that they are truly moved by the history. So that's the amazing thing about owning this great organization.
Yeah. Finally, there's been so many. I mean, you mentioned some icons, some legends there. So many great stories from the wrestling world that has been made into feature-length films.
Sure.
What would you like to see be made into a movie next? We had a great one with Iron Claw. I don't know if you saw that about the Von Erich family.
That's a great one. I'd have to really think about that.
The Hart.
I'm friends with Natty Neidhart, who's a member of the Hart family, and of course, her father is Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who famously paired with Natty's uncle Bret. Of course, you might know Bret Hart here up in Canada.
Yep.
A Hart family biopic would be amazing. Stu Hart, the grandfather of all the 12 children, or the father of all the 12 children, and Natty's grandfather, he literally started with nothing. He is a true, success story. So telling the story literally maybe from Stu's rise as a wrestler to the Harts going on to so much thing. And of course, there's so much tragedy in the family as well. It certainly would make a great Hollywood movie.
You need to record your next album in the dungeon.
I've been in the dungeon. I actually showed up there once with Angie Hart, and we were walking around the backyard, and the guy who actually owns the house came out and said, "What are you guys doing here?" And then he recognized me and invited me in.
No.
So we got to go downstairs, and trust me, the dungeon looks a lot bigger in pictures. In real life, it can't be more than 15 by 15 feet or something.
Really?
It's very small. And the ceiling's very low.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. That's a piece of history right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Billy, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And we can't wait to watch the show later today.
Awesome.
Go stream Aghori Mhori Mei now. Smashing Pumpkins.
Thanks for listening to The Filter, an iHeart Podcasts Canada production. Subscribe to The Filter wherever you get your podcasts.